Lara Trump has effectively and officially resigned as RNC co-chair. So a lot of people are speculating that this may be because she wants to take Marco Rubio's Senate seat now that he is going to be Secretary of State. So I don't know if that's true, but it is an interesting thing that's out in the world right now.
So
the fact that she has resigned.
That's a DeSantis thing, right? He has to tap her to do that. Is that what he has to do now? Is that what happens?
I think he would. Yeah, I think that's right. I think he would have to appoint
her,
his replacement. Yeah, Marco's replacement.
Yeah,
so
which would be interesting because she is part of the family who, like Trump and him sparred. And once again, it's like because everybody's like, oh my God, they hate each other so much, and like the Laura Loomers of the world were just awful to DeSantis.
Oh my God, so
and
awful.
Here's DeSantis in a position where he could elevate her to Senate, and he probably will. So that just shows you what kind of a guy that DeSantis is. Just putting that out there.
I don't know. I mean, there's because a lot of people are talking about Byron Donalds being a good contender. So I don't know.
She'd be good. I think she'd be a really good senator. I really do. I think she would.
We're just going to have to wait and see on that. And then I thought about showing this video and then decided against it. But there is an old resurrected video from days of yore of Nancy Mace that went around on social media. And in fact, it went around on social media ahead of one of her elections years ago. And it is of her playing the most disgusting drinking game I have ever seen ever. And it's called like the bird feeding game or something like that, where you take a drink and then you pass that swig of alcohol into the mouth of someone else, and then they pass it on to the next person. And then it is so disgusting. I mean, it is vile. And so that's what the video shows, is that she kicks off this game.
How old was she?
I mean, it's years ago, years and years and years ago.
So she was really young.
I mean, I don't know about really young, but like definitely
young enough to be stupid.
Yeah, young enough to, I almost puked when I watched it. It was so gross, which is why I thought, I don't want to subject our audience to this.
Okay.
But it needs to be talked about because it's being brought up again and people are using it as some sort of, thing against her. So she is pushing back. And she tweeted a couple of different things that I thought were just show you how Nancy Mace is not going to take shit from anybody. She wrote, whole teams of people working night and day to dig up dirt or salacious things about my past, or media publishing lies and fabricated stories are never going to stop me. I have a job to do. I will not be bullied. I will not be intimidated, and I will not back down. Keep slinging arrows my way. I can take it. The American people are counting on it.
I think that's fantastic.
She posted a meme too, hide your kids, hide your wives. But she also posted this meme, which says, some people visit my past more than I do. I don't live there anymore, sweetheart. I sold the whole effing building.
I agree with that. I mean, this is why I would never run for office. Not saying that I did drinking games that, I was spitting into other people's mouths or anything, but we all have shit in our past. I mean, except you. I don't. No, you don't. You don't. You really don't. It's one of the reasons I love you. You don't have anything in your past. Okay. But like the rest of us do. The rest of us do. The rest of us have dysfunctional families. The rest of us have issues, you know what I mean, that we've grappled with in the past, and we've tried to put it behind us. And that's how we live and we learn. And then, you become friends with somebody like me because I can tell you about all that stuff. And you're like, oh my God, you really are troubled. I love you, but you're troubled. But this is the thing, is like I don't care what she did in her past. I don't.
Right.
I don't. And so what? And the people who try to bring that stuff up, it's so stupid. It'd be one thing if she was doing it now.
Right.
Then I would be like,
in the halls of Congress.
Right. And then it would be, or if she was having sex in like a Senate chamber. You know what I mean? Then it would be like
that's happened before.
Yeah, I feel like it has happened before. But this is the thing. Then it would be like, you know what? That's inappropriate. We probably shouldn't be doing that. But she's not inappropriate. She's good at what she does. She's a fighter for the American people. Bugger off.
Exactly. Want to take a quick moment to remind everybody about how awesome this stuff is. This
stuff
is
so much. I'm obsessed.
It's so good. You guys, Daisy and I are admitted poor water drinkers. Like,
I'm a
if
waterist.
you try to give a you are a waterist.
I am.
Like, if you just throw like a plain old bottle of water at me, I know it's good for me. I know I'm supposed to drink it. I'm supposed to drink a lot because of hydration.
But I
don't like it. I don't like it.
It's
and
gross.
this Native Hydrate is the solution because this gives you all the electrolytes that you need that you could get from, some of those other big brand electrolyte drinks, but they are chock full of salt and all kinds of other things that you do not want. And this stuff, Native Hydrate, keeps you hydrated better than water because of all the electrolytes that it has in it and the branched chain amino acids. It's got all the good stuff in it. And you pee constantly when you drink it. But
that's a good sign. That's a really good sign.
It's a really good sign.
Mm-hmm.
And you're getting like the most delicious flavors. This is peach mango, but they also have the wild berry and the tangerine, which is delicious.
I love all of them. There's not one that I don't love.
Good. Oh my God, so good. Mm-hmm. And our listeners right now can get 44% off. This is less than $30 a bottle. And you get free shipping also when you try Native Path Hydrate. Every single order comes with a 365-day money-back guarantee. You can try it risk-free. Just go to nativehydrate.com/chicks and you're going to save that 44% off. nativehydrate.com/chicks. A couple weeks ago, I think it was, we played a video from that little Asian lady named Lindy Lee. And she's very unpleasant. She blocked us on Twitter forever ago, and I don't even remember why.
Yeah.
But she was the one that came out shortly after Kamala lost to say, Democrats did a whole bunch of stuff wrong, and I'm here to explain it all. And now she's making the rounds more and more often as a talking head on these various TV shows. And one of the TV shows had her on to talk about the Pete Hegseth nomination. And she surprised them by saying very, very positive stuff about Pete.
Thank you so much for having me. Well, I think maybe you were looking for someone to oppose the nomination, but I actually have personal interactions. Because I've been on Fox and Friends, I've met Pete. He's my fellow Princetonian, and I actually think he's a pretty good guy.
Wow, I was not expecting this from you, Lindy.
I know, but fair is fair, right? I'm not here to gaslight anybody. I'm just here to present the facts as I know it. Although I will say a lot of people are saying his nomination is in trouble. We'll see. He's definitely a fighter. As he told Megyn Kelly, he said Trump asked him to be tough as blank. And he's certainly that way. And we'll just see if Joni Ernst can come around, because I feel like she's the linchpin on this.
Yeah. They were like, wow, I was not expecting you to not help us smear him. I was not expecting that.
We're not inviting you back.
Yeah, because she actually knows him. All the people who are smearing him don't freaking know him. And she was a Princetonian, as she said.
Princetonian.
I'm a Princetonian. Quite. And so she knows him. And so she's like, well, I mean, I know him, so I can't smear him like you guys are smearing him because he's an actual decent dude. Mm-hmm. Go figure.
Well, and Pete has been having these continued meetings with Joni Ernst. And so, of course, he was back at it yesterday. And then all the reporters caught up with him in the hallway to say, how are your meetings with Joni going? And here is what he said.
Your conversation with Joni Ernst.
It was a very good meeting with the senator. The more you spend, I've known her for 10 years. The more we talk, the more we're reminded of, as two combat veterans, how dedicated we are to defense. And she has been dedicated to making the Pentagon work for warfighters for a long time. We've had great, extensive conversations about that. And I just appreciate her commitment to the process, and we look forward to working together.
So that happened. And then finally, she came out with a statement sort of supporting him. So everybody was saying, oh my God, Joni Ernst has finally said she supports Pete. You tell me what you think of this statement, because it's not a very full-throated supportive statement, like saying, I appreciate Pete Hegseth's responsiveness and respect for the process. Following our encouraging conversations, Pete committed to completing a full audit of the Pentagon and selecting a senior official who will uphold the roles and value of our servicemen and women based on quality and standards, not quotas, and who will prioritize and strengthen my work to prevent sexual assault within the ranks. As I support Pete through this process, I look forward to a fair hearing based on truth and not anonymous sources. I mean, it's like they made a deal. She's going to be.
She's like, it's like tit for tat. You got to do this, and then maybe I'll support you. She better freaking confirm him. She better.
I know.
Because she's done some crap over the past couple of years that she should not be proud of as a conservative. All the transgender bullshit that she's done, all the other. She's just not. Her record is not squeaky clean, conservative wise. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, who's doing checks and balances on her?
Yeah. Exactly. But I mean, I guess that was better news from her than we've heard over the last
guess.
several days. So
I hope she's getting pressure from her constituents. You better do
she's
this,
feeling
lady. Yeah.
I think she's definitely feeling it. And then in other employment news, Kari Lake, everybody's been wondering, well, what's happening to her now that she keeps losing every election she ever runs? So now she's allegedly, now this hasn't been tweeted out by Trump, but there is a rumor, and Val, you can go ahead and put it on the screen, that Kari Lake is being considered for Trump's ambassador to Mexico.
Oh my God, that is so interesting.
So, right. It is interesting.
It is so interesting. Yeah, okay.
She's a border state lady. I mean, she
Right.
definitely has strong thoughts on how the border should be run. And so we'll see.
I'm okay with this. It's a great pick. All right.
I think that's
strong.
all right.
You know, she's a
tough
strong,
one.
she's a strong, independent lady that need no man, you know?
And I'm afraid of her. Like,
I'm a little, there's a little terror there too with me, you know, like she's a little terrifying, just a little terror, you know, but that's good. There should be a little terror, especially when you're dealing with Mexico.
Exactly.
She should be a little terrifying, and I'm all for it. That's great.
I'm fine with that too.
Good for
But
her.
again, that's a rumor. That's not something that Trump has announced officially, although he has announced officially a new role for Harmeet Dhillon. And she is going to be the Assistant Attorney General for Civil Rights at the DOJ, which is very exciting.
Fantastic.
And Liz Cheney tweeted out the most ridiculous thing yesterday, to which Harmeet Dhillon replied. Liz said that she's basically warning any lawyer who has the audacity to investigate members of the J6 committee that they would be engaging in conduct subject to sanctions. And Harmeet was like,
oh, really? Oh, Harmeet. We could be friends.
I love that so
God,
much.
I love it so much too. Liz Cheney, you should be scared right now.